If you're one of the handful of folks who have watched our videos or been to our YouTube channel, you'll know that the handful of videos that we've posted so far on YouTube, they focus on our life just here at the homestead, which is unfortunate because we live in a really cool place. We are right next door to the White Mountain National Forest. So that means we have thousands of acres right at our back door to go explore and check out. And so we decided this time we would share with you a little adventure that we went on recently with some friends of ours out into the National Forest. More specifically, we were in Crawford Notch State Park, which is in the heart of the White Mountain National Forest. Arethusa Falls is one of the tallest waterfalls in New England. I think it may be the tallest waterfall in New Hampshire, but I'm not 100% sure on that. One of the reasons we decided to go to Arethusa Falls was that with all of the snow melt we've had and the heavy spring rains that we've been getting, we figured the flow of water over the falls would be pretty spectacular this time of year. In drier times of the year, there's not going to be as much water spilling over that ledge like there is now. And I have visited the falls in the past during droughts, and it's down to just a little tiny stream spilling over the rocks. It's still a pretty impressive waterfall. It's tall, it's really pretty, and it's a great hike in. It's beautiful mountains. Access to the trails and the trailheads that take you to Arethusa Falls are generally off of one parking lot that's off of Route 302. From that parking lot, there's a couple of trails, a couple different ways you can get to Arethusa Falls. The most direct, though, is the Arethusa Falls Trail. It's about 1.5 miles one way to the waterfall. So my personal opinion is that the hike into Arethusa Falls on the Arethusa Falls Trail is a fairly easy hike. But bear in mind that if you're not used to hiking in the mountains very often, then you may find it a little bit more difficult. So as you're going down Arethusa Falls Trail and you're heading back to the trailhead and the parking lot, there's going to be a trail on your right called Bemis Brook Trail, and you can take Bemis Brook Trail. It's going to go back down to the brook, it's going to follow the brook and end up back at the trailhead in the parking lot where you started from. It ends up connecting back to Arethusa Falls Trail, but on its way back it passes by several other cascades, small cascades, and some more waterfalls. So it's a really cool little side trail that you can check out. Keep in mind that when you leave Arethusa Falls Trail onto Bemis Brook at that top end of Bemis Brook Trail, it's going to drop really steep down to the brook. Once it gets down to the brook, it's a very moderate, easy slope the rest of the way out. If you ever find yourself in this area and you want to go on a shorter hike, Bemis Brook Trail is actually a really good option. You can park the same parking lot, take the trailhead. As soon as you get on the trail for Arethusa Falls, you're going to take a left onto Bemis Brook Trail, and you can follow that along the brook past the several cascades and waterfalls. There's even some swimming holes there, so bring a bathing suit if it's hot out and hang out in the water. And it's a great trail. Once you hit the section of trail that starts to climb real steep back up to Arethusa Falls, just stop there. There's a beautiful waterfall there. Check it out, hang out, and you can turn around and hike back down to the trailhead or the parking lot. So that's a great option if you don't feel up to hiking all the way to Arethusa Falls Trail. Or never mind, if you don't want to hike all the way to Arethusa Falls. Right. Someday I will learn how to talk correctly on camera.
Freedom, you set me free, and yes, I am free indeed. You rewrote my name, unshackled my shame, open my eyes to see. I am free.
word pants. The word that's used, that's translated as pants in this verse in Psalms 42. The Hebrew word is orag, and I'm probably really terribly mispronouncing that, but the Hebrew word is orag in the Strong's Concordance, and the definition of it is to long for. And I just thought that's really more intense than pants. I mean, pants is okay, but you know, I just think of the dog, you know, it's just running around and it gets hot, it starts panting, and then needs to cool off. But to long for has so much more meaning, and not just that, but it's like his soul is longing for God. Here in northern New England, we're surrounded by water. We have water everywhere. Even if it gets dry, we have lakes and streams and rivers all over the place, which is why we have a lot of bugs, which you're probably seeing in the footage flying around my head. I almost can't think the bugs are so bad right now. Before settling here in northern New England, I worked in a lot of arid, dry climates, everything from Montana down to the Mexican border and Arizona. In fact, in 2007, I and my sister and a really good friend of ours, JC, we took 4 horses and rode 400 miles through the Sonora Desert in the middle of summer. And on our little expedition, water was a crucial concern. Sometimes it would be 2 or even 3 days of travel from one fresh water source to another fresh water source. And we actually carried a lot of water with us. We had dromedary bags that we would fill with these canvas waterproof bags we would fill with water and carry them on the horses. We didn't forego luxuries of camping. We even dump food, the weight of our food, so we could carry more water on the horses during certain sections of the trail. And it was pretty intense. It was an amazing trip, but pretty intense and definitely dry. The desert really brings out this simple fact. It's just a basic equation for all of us all over the planet, but the desert just makes it so much more extreme, and that is that water equals life, and without water you have no life. Every faculty of the human body, whether it's your joints or your skin or your internal organs or your mind, all need to be well hydrated in order to function properly. If you've ever been to the point where you're really thirsty, you're like, I have got to get a drink of water, I'm going to die, my throat is just parched, I have to have some water, you're already at 2% dehydrated or more. And there are a lot of studies out there that have shown that at 2% dehydration, your ability, your cognitive ability and your physical abilities diminish, sometimes drastically diminish. So it's really important to stay hydrated. Water is essential to life, and it's essential to our body functioning properly. As I was thinking about this video, putting this video together and thinking about that verse in Psalms 42, I couldn't help but think, like, am I longing for my God the way that a being who's thirsty and dying of thirst is longing for a drink of water? And are we taking in that living water every single day? Are we dehydrated spiritually? And I know there's days I'm definitely dehydrated spiritually. I'm not longing for my God the way I should be, and I'm not drinking in that living water like I should be. So do you find yourself longing for God? Do you find yourself longing for your God and wanting that spiritual hydration? If so, why don't you just drop an amen in the comments below, and let's try to help each other stay hydrated, and spiritually and physically. Let's encourage each other to seek our God every day and stay spiritually hydrated and physically hydrated, because we want to pay attention to that too. If you have spent any time watching YouTube videos, you're probably very familiar with this part of the video, and this is where I tell you, hey, hit that subscribe button if you like the video, if you want to subscribe to us, and don't forget to ring the bell because that will let you know when we post new videos as a notification. Well, God bless, and until next time, shalom from Creation Bound. What are you doing here? Magic? This crazy guy. I just don't even know. Buddy, hey, go! Goats are the devil. And my mother is calling me. Bye. Okay, somehow I'm gonna finish this video. I don't know how, but we're gonna get through it.